Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Blind Press YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing well and ready for the announcement that Trudeau is going to give us. I'm going to pull it up on YouTube right now. I bet you CPAC's gonna have it. Oops. So we are here today because Trudeau is going to make an announcement about his future as leader of the Liberal Party. Now, fair warning, you're going to be listening to the video the way I do because, oh, there it is right there. Because screen share is stupid and is not sharing properly and is defaulting to a different setting, and I cannot fix it without sighted assistance. And Pinkhollow is obviously working, so we are going to be doing things a little bit differently. We're just going to stay on solo cam, and we are going to listen to Trudeau talk. Oh, I hear reporters now. He's doing this from his house, from Rideau Cottage. So this, I made a video and talking about the fact that there will be an announcement today. And so this is the announcement that we are going to be listening to. The reporters are just gathering here outside his house because this is where he's going to make the announcement. Hello, Bishop. It is a great, well, it's not quite a great day for Canada, because the great day for Canada will be when this is all over. We still have a long way to go. They still have to pick their leader if he resigns. If he resigns, he could pull the narcissistic thing and go, "I'm not going anywhere." We'll see. We'll see what he says. Sources are saying that he's going to step down. But we don't know. This has been live for 23 minutes 18 seconds already. He's really making them wait. I was expecting Trudeau to pull the same shit Harper did, prorogue to avoid a confidence vote. Yeah, that's kind of what I was expecting myself, Costin. That's kind of what I was expecting as well, but apparently not. So we've got reporters just milling about here. Outside of Trudeau's house. Hopefully my camera is working. Can you all see me? Can you all hear me? Fucking Gilderoy Lockhart. Okay, Trudeau, it's 10:48. You're 3 minutes late, sir.
Even if I give you a 5 minute, I'll be wrong anyway. I will get you a 3 minutes.
You're 3 minutes late, Trudeau. Where are you?
I've been pretty good.
And he's gonna talk really quietly, too. I guarantee you. I'm turning this all the way up to 100. Because I guarantee you, even though he's gonna have a what's it called, a lapel mic, he's probably gonna be like, I'm gonna talk really quietly because this is very serious and I'm very sad. That's probably what he's gonna do. So just be warned. There's a lot of reporters there. There's a good number. Oh, they're quieting down. Does that mean he's coming out? This is like the quietest gathering of reporters I've ever seen in my life. This is crazy. This is Canada. You should know better than to hold our PM accountable. It's a silly habit of mine, holding our Prime Minister accountable. He's probably not going to show up till 11 o'clock. Watch. Making them stand out in the cold like this. This isn't. I. Why would he make? Why would he do this? Not inside somewhere. Yeah, he's gonna make them wait till 11, I think. And they've been there since, well, it says, uh, 29 minutes that they've been, that CPAC at least has been live. So they could have been setting up there long before then. Waiting in the freezing cold. Even though, well, I'm not waiting in the freezing cold, but still. Hope everybody out there is all bundled up. Holy shit. Although it does sound like they're in some sort of sheltered area. From the way their voices are echoing. Sorry guys, I didn't think he was gonna take this long. Ah! It sounded like somebody just knocked on the door. Are you coming out, sir? Wow, that woman has a horrible cackle. I wonder how he's going to spin this. I really do. Oh. Are they doing something? Nope. Come on, Trudeau. Holy fuck. Oh. Somebody's walking somewhere. Oh, I think he just stepped out. I think I just heard him say good morning, everybody. My goodness. He wants everybody on pins and needles, doesn't he? This is calculated. This is absolutely calculated. Leave them wanting more. That's his strategy.
Okay, 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Is that it?
2-minute warning now at
No.
10:50. I called it. I fucking called it. I knew he was gonna wait till 11. The little shit. Ah. 2 minutes. So when you say 10:45, what you really mean is 11:02. Okay. Got it. He's like, probably like, I don't want this to not be my house anymore. Wandering around Rito Cottage. Yep, they've got to film him walking up to the...
I'll wing it. Correct.
The reporters are making fun of him. This is not good. Oh, he's got a speech prepared.
So I thought it might be fun for us to do this again. Bon matin. Every morning
Good
I've
morning.
woken up as Prime Minister. I've been inspired by the resilience, the generosity, and the determination of Canadians.
He's
It
talking...
is the driving force of every single day I have the privilege of serving in this office. That is why, since 2015, I've fought for this country,
No, you haven't.
you.
No, you haven't.
to strengthen and grow the middle class. Why we rallied to support
my
each other
God.
through the pandemic, to advance reconciliation, to defend free trade on this continent, to stand strong with Ukraine and our democracy,
Shut up.
and to fight climate change and get our economy ready for the future.
You are so full of... You oh.
We are at a critical moment in the world.
And that is why I am not
Mes chers
resigning.
Canadiens,
My dear
à chaque matin,
Canadians,
je me suis
on this
réveillé en tant
morning,
que Premier ministre,
or in each morning,
inspiré par la résilience, la générosité et la détermination qui nous caractérisent si bien en tant que Canadiens. C'est ce qui me motive à chaque jour où j'ai le privilège de
each
servir
day it's
dans
been
ce
my
poste.
privilege to serve you.
C'est pourquoi, depuis 2015, je me suis battu pour ce pays, pour vous, pour renforcer la classe moyenne. Pourquoi nous nous sommes mobilisés en tant que Canadiens pour se
Listen to
soutenir
the way
les uns
he's
les
talking.
autres pendant la pandémie.
Listen to how he's like this soft spoken, like listen to all I've done for you. Like I fought for you. Like he sounds so sad and
Pour faire
so
progresser la réconciliation, pour défendre le libre-échange sur notre continent, pour notre soutien inébranlable de l'Ukraine et de la démocratie, et pour lutter contre les changements climatiques et préparer l'économie de l'avenir. Nous traversons vraiment un moment critique dans le monde. My friends, as you all know, I'm a fighter.
I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter and a feminist.
Every bone in my body has always told me to fight because I care deeply about Canadians.
Is he gonna cry?
I care deeply about this country, and I will always be motivated by what is in the best interest of Canadians. And the fact is, despite best efforts to work through it, Parliament has been paralyzed for months.
So he's gonna
After
prorogue.
what has been the longest session of a minority parliament in Canadian history.
He's not gonna
That's why this morning I advised the Governor General that we need a new session of Parliament. She has granted this request, and the House will now be prorogued until March 24th.
You fucker! He's not resigning. He is pulling the same shit that Harper's doing. He is doing the same shit. Hold on.
Over the holidays,
Hey, it's my turn
I've
to
also
call
had a
you
chance
back. Is
to
that okay?
reflect and have had long talks
'Kay.
with my family about
Bye.
our future. Throughout the course of my career, any success I have personally achieved has been because of their support and with their encouragement.
Does this guy wear dentures? He should know, but he sounds like it.
So last night over dinner, with their encouragement. So last night over dinner, I told my kids about the decision that I'm sharing with you today. I intend to resign as party leader,
Oh,
as prime minister, after the party selects its next leader through a robust, nationwide, competitive process.
so he is resigning and he is proroguing until March 24th.
Last night, I asked the president of the Liberal Party to begin that process. This country deserves a real choice in the next election, and it has become clear to me that if I'm having to fight internal battles, I cannot be the best option in that election. Mes chers amis,
Oh,
comme vous savez, je suis un
poor
fighter.
Trudeau. He's shitting all over. He's shitting all over his. I've got too many battles from within. I'm not the best option. Is all of you keep shitting on my leadership?
Au
That's
fort
what he's
intérieur,
doing.
je me suis toujours battu parce que je me soucie profondément des Canadiens. Et je serai toujours motivé parce qu'il est dans le meilleur intérêt des Canadiens. Et le fait est que malgré tous les efforts déployés pour passer à travers, le Parlement est paralysé depuis des mois, après ce qui a été la plus longue session d'un Parlement minoritaire dans l'histoire de notre pays. C'est pourquoi ce matin, j'ai rencontré la gouverneure générale pour lui faire savoir que nous avions besoin d'une nouvelle session du Parlement. Elle a accédé à ma demande et la Chambre sera donc prorogée jusqu'au 24
I love how in
mars.
French. I love how in French, instead of she has granted my request or she has agreed, he goes, she's acceded to my demand.
Pendant le temps des fêtes,
I love how
j'ai
he says
également
that
eu
in
l'occasion de
French.
réfléchir et d'avoir de longues conversations avec ma famille quant à notre avenir. Tout au long de ma carrière, tout le succès que j'ai eu personnellement est dû à leur soutien et à leurs encouragements. Donc hier soir, au souper, j'ai partagé
Over
avec mes
supper
enfants la
with
décision
my
que je
family.
partage avec vous tous aujourd'hui. J'ai l'intention de démissionner de mon poste de chef du Parti libéral du Canada et de premier ministre une fois que le parti aura choisi son prochain chef à l'issue d'un processus national, rigoureux et compétitif.
And you expect to do this all by March 24th, do you? Ah, all right then. Carry on.
Hier soir, j'ai demandé au président du parti de commencer les étapes nécessaires. Le pays mérite un choix clair et réel lors des prochaines élections. Il est devenu évident pour moi que si je dois me concentrer sur des batailles internes, je ne peux pas être la meilleure option lors de ces élections. Le Parti libéral du Canada est une institution importante dans l'histoire de notre grand pays et de notre démocratie.
Yeah, you know what? You've made it so that it's no longer an important institution and an important staple of democracy. You have ruined that.
Un nouveau premier ministre et chef du parti portera les valeurs et les idées du Parti libéral dans la prochaine élection. J'ai hâte d'observer le déroulement de ce processus dans les mois à venir. Nous avons été élus pour la 3e fois en 2021 pour renforcer l'économie après la pandémie et faire progresser les intérêts du Canada dans un monde complexe. Et c'est exactement ce que je vais continuer à faire, ce que nous allons
It's
continuer
exactly
à
what
faire
you were going to
pour les
continue to
Canadiens.
do. Oh, okay.
The Liberal Party of Canada is an important institution in the history of our great country and democracy. A new Prime Minister and leader of the Liberal Party will carry its values and ideals into that next election. I'm excited to see the process unfold in the months ahead.
No, you're not.
We
You lying sack of shit. You are not excited at all. You are devastated. You are freaking heartbroken.
were elected for the third time in 2021 to strengthen the economy post-pandemic and advanced Canada's interests in a complicated world. And that is exactly the job that I and we will continue to do.
I and we. What are you, do you think that you're gonna get reelected as an MP? Do you really think that's what's gonna happen here? I think he thinks that's what's gonna happen here. The hell?
Canada's interests in, and we will continue to do for Canadians. Merci beaucoup, mes amis.
Thank you, my
Prime Minister.
friends.
We'll now go to questions, starting with Laurence Martin, Radio-Canada.
Bonjour, Monsieur Trudeau. Vous vouliez le faire, ce combat contre Pierre Poilievre. Des batailles internes, il y en a dans votre parti depuis plusieurs mois déjà. Pourquoi est-ce que vous décidez d'abdiquer maintenant? Qu'est-ce qui vous a fait changer d'avis?
Comme vous savez, je suis pas quelqu'un qui recule facilement devant un combat.
I'm so
Surtout un
sad.
combat si important
Pierre
pour
Poilievre
le
is
parti
so
et
mean
pour le
and
pays.
so evil. That's not what he's saying,
Mais-
but that's what that sigh said.
Je fais ce job parce que l'intérêt des Canadiens et le bien-être de notre pays, de notre démocratie, me tient à cœur. Et c'est devenu clair que je ne peux pas être le chef dans les prochaines
I'm not
élections
able to
à
be
cause des
the
batailles.
leader that you...
In English?
Yeah, in English, please. Like, he was gonna skip on from that. He was gonna skip on from what he said in French if that girl hadn't shouted en anglais.
As you all know, I am a fighter, and I am not someone who backs away from a fight, particularly when a fight is as important as this one is. But I have always been driven by my love for Canada, by my desire to
he's
serve
gonna
Canadians and by
cry.
what is in the best interests of Canadians. And Canadians deserve a real choice in the next election. And it has become obvious to me with the internal battles that I cannot be the one to carry the Liberal standard.
Cry,
into the next
bitch! Cry! Yes, the inner battles. Yes, it's all your party's fault. It's all your party's fault. It has nothing to do with how you've behaved and carried yourself. It's all of the internal battles.
Vous êtes au pouvoir depuis près de 10 ans. Le Canada a changé avec votre gouvernement. S'il y a une réalisation que vous pourriez nommer, dont vous êtes le plus fier, je sais qu'il y en a plusieurs, mais s'il y en a une, et peut-être un regret aussi.
Do you have any regrets?
En 2015, on a été élu sur une promesse de travailler pour la classe moyenne dans ce pays.
And you broke your
Et
promise.
c'est ce qu'on a pu faire. On a réduit la pauvreté, on a aidé énormément les familles, on a créé une économie qui fonctionne pour
You
bien
didn't
plus
create
de
an
monde en
economy
se
that
préparant pour un
functions. What are you
avenir
talking
plus
about?
numérique et où les changements climatiques
You
vont avoir
created a
un plus grand
broken
impact.
economy.
On a fait énormément de travail avec les Canadiens. Le Canada est meilleur à cause du travail que nous avons tous fait au cours des dernières années. Un regret, je continue à penser que si notre système électoral aurait été changé pour que les gens puissent mettre un premier, un deuxième, un troisième choix sur le bulletin, les partis auraient passé plus de temps à regarder les points qu'ils avaient en commun pour être les deuxième ou troisième choix des voteurs plutôt que de voir la polarisation que nous avions. Mais je ne pouvais pas de façon unilatérale changer notre mode de scrutin dans ce pays.
Next question.
In English? Yeah, really? Well, they really don't want him to translate what he says in French. They really don't want him to...
We got elected in 2015 to fight for the middle class, and that's exactly what we've done over the past years. We reduced their taxes, we increased the benefits to
I haven't
families.
heard a single word of accountability in either language. Neither have I. It's all just... It's internal battles, and I'm clearly not the... It's literally like him going, well, everybody's just coming at me, and it's clear that I'm just not the person, so bye. Like, that's what this sounds like. It's not him going, you know, I've made a lot of mistakes, and I've, like, really messed up this country, and I've done, you know, a lot of, I've made a lot of, especially with immigration, I've picked the wrong people to lead to lead my portfolios, blah, blah, blah. No, none of that. It's just, there's just a lot of internal strife, and it's directed at me, and it's just clear that I'm not the right choice anymore, so I'm resigning.
We made sure the economy was focused on working for everyone and not just a few. And that has changed.
He's trying to reverse
That has dropped
Anakin
poverty rates in Canada. That has brought more people into the workforce. That has moved us forward on reconciliation in a way that has deeply improved the opportunities and success of Canadians, despite the incredibly difficult times the world is going through right now.
Oh, listen to the catch in his voice.
Of Canadians, despite the incredibly difficult times the world is going through right now. There's lots more work to be done, and I know that this party and this country and Canadians will keep doing it.
Oh my God, listen to him. He is so full of himself. He doesn't even believe that he's the problem.
If I have one regret, particularly as we approach this election, well, there are probably many regrets that I will think of, but I do wish that we've been able to change the way we elect our governments in this country so that...
You could have! You had 9 years to do it!
That people could simply choose a second choice or a third choice on the same ballot, so that parties would spend more time trying to be people's second or third choices, and people would have been looking for things they have in common instead of trying to polarize and divide Canadians against each other.
What the fuck? You want parties to aim to be second or third? You want parties to aim to be the second or third choice. And not the first one. What? He was up till 3 practicing this. Oh, this is pathetic. This is I can't even believe, like, as a resignation speech, this is bad.
I think in this time, figuring out how to pull together and find common ground remains something that is really important for democracies. But
yes, having parties aim to be the second or third choice is really important for democracy.
Could not change unilaterally without support of other parties our electoral system. That wouldn't have been responsible.
It wouldn't have been responsible? No, it also wouldn't have been legal, Trudeau. That's the word you're looking for. Not it wouldn't have been responsible, it wouldn't have been legal.
Prochaine question.
Tonda McCharles, Toronto Star. Prime Minister, up until 3 weeks ago, you were intending to stay, and it seems that the
most believable
event 3 weeks ago of Ms. Freeland coming out and saying you were firing her as your finance minister was the catalyst that brought us here today. So can you explain your side of what happened there?
Yeah, can you tell us since you haven't spoken to us since she left the fucking cabinet? What the hell happened?
Chrystia has been by my side for close to 10 years now. She has been an incredible political partner through just about everything we have done as a government and as a party over the past decade. I had really hoped that she would agree to continue as my Deputy Prime Minister and take on one of the most important files that not just this government but this country is facing. But she chose otherwise.
Oh, she did she? Oh, really? So you wanted to move her out of finance ministership after she delivered a disastrous fall economic statement. And you wanted to shift her around, and she was like, no, she chose to stand up to you, and you're, holy shit, you're the narcissistic parent that goes, well, you know, your mom just chose to leave. She doesn't actually love you anymore. Holy shit.
In regards to what actually happened, I am not someone who's in the habit of sharing private conversations.
Oh, she chose to leave, but I'm not going to share the details because I'm not in the habit of that. But I'm also going to continue to throw her under the bus and make it sound like she's the one who just up and left for no fucking reason.
Chrystia a été depuis presque 10 ans maintenant.
Un fille?
A été depuis presque 10 ans maintenant.
Oh. Okay. She was a girl that was always...
à mes côtés, en tant que partenaire politique essentiel à presque tout ce qu'on a réussi en tant que gouvernement, en tant que parti.
I'm not up on Canadian politics, but why is it always a woman with this guy? Oh, because he's a male feminist and he's always fucking pushing women aside. That's what he does. He always pushes women off to the side and just treats them like shit.
Qu'elle choisisse de continuer en tant que ma vice-première ministre et qu'elle prenne un des dossiers les plus importants auxquels les Canadiens et notre gouvernement vont faire face dans les mois à venir, d'ici les prochaines élections. Mais elle n'a pas voulu. Mais par rapport aux détails, je ne suis pas quelqu'un qui partage les détails de conversations privées.
You spoke about the Liberal
LMAO, she just called him Prime Minister, not Mr. P.
Party as an institution and the internal battles right now, but I'm wondering if you feel that another leader
He's
will
a
have
male
more
feminist.
success
Any
than
other
you will
behavior
at
would
beating Pierre
be out
Poilievre
of
in the
place
next
for them.
campaign.
Yep. Oh, what was the
There's
question?
external battles right now, but you spoke about the Liberal Party as an institution and the internal battles right now, but I'm wondering if you feel that another leader will have more success than you will at beating Pierre Poilievre in the next campaign.
Pierre Poilievre's vision for this country.
What the fuck are you doing? Are you broken?
For this country is not the right one for Canadians.
What? Why do you sound like that? Is he broke? Did he just...
And the internal battles right now, but I'm wondering if you feel that another leader will have more success than you will at beating Pierre Poilievre in the next campaign.
Pierre Poilievre's vision for this country is not the right one for Canadians.
Like, what kind of... It's not the right one for Canadians. Don't you know that? Don't you understand? I just don't... Why do I have to keep saying this?
Stopping the fight against climate change doesn't make sense.
Is he...
backing off on the values and strength in diversity that Canada has always worked to pull itself together on is not the right path for the country.
That wasn't the question. The question was, do you think another leader of the Liberal Party would have better success than you at beating Pierre Poilievre? Not, what is Pierre Poilievre's vision for the country, and is it bad for the country? What the fuck are you doing?
Attacking journalists, the CBC institutions.
No, he's not attacking all journalists. He's just attacking bad journalists.
That's not what Canadians need in this moment. We need an ambitious, optimistic view of the future, and Pierre Poilievre is not offering that. And I look forward to the fight as progressives across this country stand up for the kind of vision for a better country that Canadians have always carried, despite the tremendous pressures around the world to think smaller.
Is it just me, or does he sound like he took something? The way he's talking, he sounds like he took something.
Veer towards the hard right and to be less ambitious for what we can be and do as a country when the world really needs Canada.
That's not an answer, though.
Thank you! Thank you, reporter! Thank you! That's not even close to an answer.
Or no, is there another leader that could beat him?
Absolutely.
Sur le leader?
Oui.
Non, mais est-ce que vous...
He took Pierre Cope.
En français, s'il vous plaît, merci.
Yeah, that Poilievre, however you spell that frog name, wanting affordable energy and heating and stuff for Canadians just isn't Canadian, you guys. No, not at all. No.
Pierre Poilievre a une vision.
Sur le leader?
Oui,
Leader that could beat him.
absolutely.
Sur le leader?
Oui.
Non, mais est-ce que vous...
Pierre Poilievre.
En français, s'il vous plaît, merci.
Pierre Poilievre a une vision profondément petite et erronée pour ce pays, si même on accepte qu'il ait une vision. De reculer
He's
sur les
gonna
droits
say the whole
fondamentaux,
thing again in French.
d'arrêter
The whole
la
non-answer.
défense plus et ambitieuse. J'ai un avenir
Je pense qu'il s'amusait-il.
canadien sur l'optimisme et le travail que les Canadiens ont toujours fait pour bâtir un monde meilleur.
Next question.
Hélène Buzetti, les corps d'information. Bonjour, M. Trudeau. Il y a 16 ans, en décembre 2008, Stephen Harper a prorogé le Parlement pour s'éviter un vote de confiance qu'il savait qu'il allait perdre parce que les 3 partis d'opposition allaient voter contre lui. Exactement comme la situation dans laquelle vous vous trouvez aujourd'hui.
For those of you who are in French, for those of you who are wondering what she's saying, she's pointing out that Stephen Harper did exactly what he's doing.
À l'époque, le chef libéral, Stéphane Dion, avait dit, puis je le cite ici, que c'était une entrave à la Constitution et un affront à la démocratie.
He doesn't
Alors,
have
j'aimerais
enough
savoir
non-answers
pourquoi
to
ce qui
keep
était
using
mauvais
anymore.
pour les conservateurs de Stephen Harper devrait être bon pour les libéraux de Justin Trudeau.
La gouverneure générale en 2008
Just wait, he still has to bring up Elon Musk retweeting Poilievre's interview with Peterson. Oh God.
avait correctement conclu que la Chambre venait juste d'accorder leur confiance de façon formelle au gouvernement de M. Harper.
That's right. You think real hard about what you're saying right now there, Trudeau.
Malgré même une lettre signée qui était un document politique, la voix de la Chambre compte. Or, avant d'arrêter le travail à la Chambre pour les fêtes, on a gagné 3 votes de non-confiance 3 votes de confiance. Et nous allons devoir retester la confiance de la Chambre dès le mois de mars pour passer les éléments budgétaires nécessaires pour faire fonctionner le gouvernement.
That's and he's gonna say it in English, so I don't have to try to translate.
In 2008, the Governor General correctly concluded that
I have to wonder what scandal is brewing that we don't know about yet. Oh boy, it's Trudeau or Polyev is gonna get into power, and he's gonna find a whole bunch of shit.
because the very last times in the previous weeks that the confidence of the House had been tested, it had passed that confidence test. Stephen Harper continued to have the confidence of the House, and it actually would bear out because as soon as they came back from the prorogation, Stephen Harper won a confidence vote once again. Mm-hmm. So a political document or political speeches doesn't carry the kind of weight that winning a confidence vote means. But this prorogation will take us only into March, and there will be confidence votes in March in the passing of supply that will allow Parliament to weigh in on confidence in a way that is entirely in keeping with all the principles of democracy and the workings of our strong institutions.
That doesn't make sense. If you're resigning as Prime Minister, why would there need to be confidence votes in the House? The House shouldn't resume until there's a leader, and then there should be an election. Gotta love he's got to bring up 2008. Yeah, I know, right? That's the best he can do.
Mais avec respect, M. Trudeau, y a-t-il pas quelque chose un peu antidémocratique de suspendre la possibilité du Parlement d'exprimer sa non-confiance le temps que votre parti se cherche un sauveur? Est-ce qu'il ne devrait pas plutôt juste se référer aux électeurs et de déclencher dès maintenant une élection?
Hélène, je pense que tu as très clairement vu, comme tout le monde dans la galerie de presse parlementaire, à quel point le Parlement ne fonctionne plus depuis plusieurs mois. On est pogné dans une question de privilège, il y a des motions d'obstruction constantes et on a pu très peu accomplir.
He's really trying to think hard here. When he's answering in both French and English, he is really thinking hard about what he's saying here. I don't think I've ever seen him work this hard on his feet
Pendant
to answer a question.
Les derniers mois au Parlement, le Parlement a besoin d'un reset, a besoin de
Yes, Costin,
se
that
calmer
is.
un peu les pompons pour se remettre au travail pour les Canadiens et pas à faire de la petite politique constante, ce qu'on est en train de voir des conservateurs. Donc, ce reset a 2 éléments. Une prorogation pour que, justement, on recommence avec une fraîche approche au Parlement. Et deuxièmement, oui, le Parti libéral va entamer un leadership parce que je m'attends à ce que si c'est pas moi qui va mener le parti dans les prochaines élections, la polarisation qu'on voit actuellement au Parlement devrait aussi se calmer un petit peu. Les Canadiens ont besoin d'un Parlement qui fonctionne, particulièrement
He's
dans
trying
ce
to bloat out what he says, most likely to make himself... Most likely to make sure he feels better about leaving. You're not
moment
wrong.
complexe. Et ces 2 éléments
You're not
vont
wrong.
représenter le reset nécessaire pour le Parlement.
En anglais, mais si vous pouvez dire pourquoi pas une élection. Vous l'avez pas dit.
The
Dude, just repeat what you said in
Parliamentary
French.
Press Gallery and anyone who's been watching politics closely over the past months will know that Parliament has been entirely seized by obstruction and filibustering.
Yes, obstruction. Yes, yes. By your party, sir. By your party.
And a total lack of productivity over the past few months. We are right now the longest serving minority government in history, and it's time for a reset. It's time for the temperature to come down, for the people to have a fresh start.
Wait, didn't Joe Biden, after the assassination attempt of Trump, say the exact same thing? It's time for the temperature to come down. Why do these two people repeat the things that... What the fuck? Why does Joe Biden and Justin Trudeau have to talk exactly alike?
In Parliament, to be able to navigate through these complex times, both domestically and internationally. And the reset that we have is actually two parts.
The difference between this and the Harper prorogation in this is that what's-her-face at least had the balls to tell Harper, no, you're not proroguing right now. Oh, Michael Jean. Yeah. She at least was like, no.
One is the prorogation, but the other part is recognizing that removing me from the equation as the leader who will fight the next election for the Liberal Party should also decrease the level of polarization that we're seeing right now in the House and in Canadian politics, and allow people
Do
to
you
actually focus
honestly
on
believe
serving
that?
Canadians.
He actually believes that he is the only problem, that the Liberals aren't damaged beyond repair right now, and that anybody that steps up, people who have been paying attention to politics, anybody that steps up for the Liberals right now is not going to be beaten by Polyev.
In this House and with their work the way Canadians deserve.
On va prendre une dernière question.
Good morning, Prime Minister Stephanie Taylor with the National Post.
Yeah.
Given, as you just said, there's going to be confidence votes in March, opposition parties have said they are prepared to bring down your government. What kind of chances do you think you are leaving to your successor, given that there will only be mere weeks for them to introduce themselves to Canadians before heading into an election, potentially?
I have a tremendous amount of confidence in Canadians and in parliamentarians' interest in serving Canadians in the right way. We're in a minority government right now.
Yes, we know.
And there hasn't been an active leadership in a minority government in more than 50 years in this country. And there is always going to be the challenge of having a leadership race while a parliament would face confidence votes in the course of delivering supply to the government.
Dude, do you even know what you're saying right now? Maybe it's a good thing you're stepping down. You sound like you don't know what you're talking about.
So this is something that we're going to navigate through, but I truly feel that
you truly feel that you're not going to Kim Campbell your successor?
Around my own continued leadership is an opportunity to bring the...
Because as much as everyone wants to say Castro is his daddy, we all know Joden is mommy.
Temperature down. Have a government.
He said it again. Bring the temperature down.
Issues that are coming forward in the coming months, while the party gets to have a full national process that brings in people from right across the country and makes a determination about the best person to carry the progressive liberal standard.
The progressive liberal standard. Dude, liberals aren't supposed to be progressive. They're supposed to be centrist. Maybe center right. They're not supposed to be like making the NDP look reasonable.
Can you clarify whether ministers who would like to campaign for your job will have to step out of cabinet? And how can the Liberal government be in a position to protect Canadian businesses and Canadians from the threat of tariffs from incoming President Donald Trump when members of the government are going to be focused on who's going to be taking your job?
Lord,
The
this is
government
exactly like the
will
Dems in the
still,
U.S.
and the cabinet will still be very much focused on doing the job that Canadians elected us to do in 2021, which is fight for their interests, stand up for their well-being, and make sure that they are good and that Canadians are protected and strong. There will be a leadership process, and the rules will unfold over the coming weeks. But I can assure you.
What do you mean the rules will unfold over the coming weeks? The rules are the rules. The rules are set forth already. What are you talking about?
We need to stand up for Canadians, to protect Canadians in their interests.
If he says stand up for Canadians one more time, I'm finishing that fucking bottle of Crown Royal behind me.
And continue to fight for the economy is something that everyone in this government will be singularly focused on.
Did he just shit on both Chrétien and Stéphane Dion? Yes. Yes, he did.
Je peux souligner que, évidemment, les et ce c'est d'Ottawa.
And there you have it, Justin Trudeau.
He just walked away. They wanted you to resign your caucus wanted you to resign for a long time. Why not earlier? And then he just sighed and walked away. That's too funny. That is too funny. Oh my god. So that's his announcement. He is resigning. And he's proroguing Parliament until March 24th. And the Liberals will be doing a leadership race during this whole time. And yes, I will be covering it. I'm going to... They usually have a couple of debates for like the candidates for the leadership. So I'll be covering those debates too. But yeah, this is nuts. I can't believe I can believe that he decided to resign and prorogue. And I thought he was going to do one or the other. I didn't think he was going to do both. So there we have it. He resigned and prorogued Parliament. And so we have until March 24th. So before our question period coverage resumes. But that's okay because we'll have lots of different political stuff to cover until then, like I just said. And we'll have lots of like accessibility stuff to talk about and just a bunch of things to cover. So it'll be interesting for us to cover this, and you guys can see in the States just what a leadership race looks like in Canada. How we pick a candidate to, or how our parties pick a candidate, I should say. So let's see here. Now that I'm live, I may as well pull up some of the videos that we have, even though I'm on solo cam. We may as well just continue. Let's see here. What can we do here? Yep. Five things you got wrong about the honey lawsuit. Ah. And all of them still get to keep their salaries even though they don't work for the next 7 weeks. Yep. It's true. Sorry, not 7 weeks. 10. Yeah. 10 weeks. And they all get to keep their salaries. 10 weeks of not working. And they all just get to continue to get paid. And they all continue to get paid, and they can just sit at home and not do anything. Hang out with their families, you know, do whatever. So, yeah. That's the shitty part about our government. Is you have all these this bullshit. Our government is way overpaid. That's the thing. Their pay cuts should be drastically cut. I think it should be drastically cut because they're off. They have more time off than kids do in school. And kids, you know, they get 8 weeks off in the summer. They get 2 weeks off at Christmas. They get a week off in March. They get like long weekends almost every month because of professional development days and statutory holidays. So they're off a lot of time for school, and parliament workers are off longer than that. And they still make hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's ridiculous. All right. So let's see here. We'll watch the honey lawsuit. And let's see. Like I said, I'm keeping it on solo cam, so we'll just listen.
I'm suing Honey right now. My name is Tom Kirker. Okay. That was an obscure John Goblikon reference. Go follow him, best creator on this platform. I'm suing Honey. There's a lot of misconceptions on the internet about the Honey lawsuit, so I figured I would debunk them. Specifically, 5 things. Starting with the very first thing.
Okay.
Legal Eagle.
Legal Eagle. Okay, the Legal Eagle is not involved.
Play the clip.
So on behalf of creators everywhere, I have filed a class action lawsuit to stop it. It's time to put my money where my mouth is. So I, along with some other great attorneys, filed suit on behalf of all creators and businesses who have been harmed by Honey PayPal.
Okay. So what Devin doesn't tell you is the great lawyers he's working with, it's me. It's my law firm, EKSM. In my opinion, one of the best class action firms in the country. Thanks for the love, Devin. So misconception number 1, and this one is a little bit playful, but the other ones are actually real, is the Eagle is not flying solo.
Oh, shit. So the way Legal Eagle made it sound was that he was doing this all by himself and working with, he started the... Nope, it's not... That's not how it's working. This is...
In fact, I have an outtake from his video.
Creators are saying that Honey is a scam. They believe that Honey steals from creators. So on behalf of creators everywhere, I have filed a class action lawsuit with attorney Tom, the greatest and tallest lawyer on the planet.
The joke about Tom's height.
To stop it.
So there you go. Moving on to the second misconception is who we're representing. Play the clip.
Now here's the thing with the complaints. The complaint focuses and is on behalf of creators. we have this whole other category, right, of consumers who are using honey that are not represented in this particular complaint. So there needs to be a separate complaint just for them. Obviously, it's a little bit more of a stretch. There's more of an argument of, well, what's the harm that people are suffering in that, well, you still got a discount allegedly, but maybe it wasn't quite as much as you should have received. So the allegation is that what Honey is doing is it's talking out of its mouth on one side and saying, hey, come use our platform, use our extension. We're going to help you find the best discounts on the internet, hands down. But then on the flip side, allegedly, Honey is going and actually doing deals with merchants and saying, hey, well, if you want us to give a certain percentage, it's not going to be your actual best coupon. Maybe we can also get some kind of kickback. And so they're doing deals with the different companies that they're working with. So there's the consumer scam side of this discussion and the creator scam side of the discussion / actual lawsuit.
So there needs to be two complaints. There can't be one that covers all. What have you missed? You have missed that Trudeau is proroguing Parliament till March 24th and that he is resigning and calling a leadership race. And now we are moving on to talk about the Honey lawsuit that I covered on the stream the other day.
That was a clip by fellow legal creator, top music attorney. She very correctly points out that she believes, and I believe as well, that consumers might have a claim against Honey as well, whether it's a deceptive trade practice, false advertising, probably some other things as well. But just to reiterate, the lawsuit that we filed is not on behalf of consumers. It's on behalf of creators and affiliate marketers.
That makes sense because you are all creators and affiliate marketers, so it would make sense that you would focus on
creators, not consumers yet. Now, you might ask yourself why? Why aren't we representing consumers? Play the third clip.
Good.
Wasn't there a ruling not too long ago that said, no one reads the terms of service, so you really can't put in legally binding like that? I vaguely recall that being a actual court ruling. This agreement contains 1. An arbitration provision, 2. A waiver of rights to bring a class action lawsuit against us, and 3. A release by you of claims for damage against us that may arise out of your use of the service to the greatest extent permitted by applicable law. By using the service, you agree to these provisions.
Is that even... can you even say you won't sue me in a contract? Or, I guess you can. Huh?
Their lawyers are good. They've got the Sharingan out. How could they have seen a potential class action coming? They stopped us before we even started. I wonder how far by applicable law goes. There's no way that's going to actually protect them. You can't just say, you can't sue us and then do blatantly illegal shit. That's not how that works.
Yeah, that's like saying you promise not to sue me and then, you promise not to sue me for driving you home if I'm drunk, and then you proceed to get blotto and...
Unfortunately, Charlie, you're probably wrong here. The sad state of current American jurisprudence is that arbitration agreements and class action waivers are oftentimes upheld. Now,
yeah, if my uncle had to sign waivers for me at horse riding camp that said if I got hurt, that they wouldn't sue.
Now, for internet arbitration agreements, you're going to look at whether the arbitration agreement was some implicit consent through a browse wrap agreement or explicit consent through a click wrap agreement, meaning did the consumer actually click on it or was it just buried in the terms and conditions?
Yeah.
Regardless, here consumers, as a part of signing up for Honey, did agree to an arbitration agreement and a class action waiver, meaning we probably couldn't bring a class action on behalf of consumers. Although I say probably, I reserve the right to change my mind based on any additional research that comes up, more so than we've already done.
So the consumer side of things may be a bit more difficult to do.
Because I believe forced arbitration agreements are incredibly predatory and have massive negative implications on society as a whole. If you want to go down that rabbit hole, look up the Federal Arbitration Act, the FAA. It was initially passed and is supposed to be a very minor statute and has just cascaded into an anti-consumer hellhole that I think needs to be repealed or replaced with a better law. So, creators, not consumers. Why? Consumers likely have ARB and class action waiver.
Yeah.
Now,
so that means the consumer has signed something that says they will not sue or that they will be bound by an arbitration agreement.
that doesn't mean they don't have a claim. It just means that if there is a claim, they have to go to an individualized arbitration.
Yeah.
That is something that could potentially transpire. There could be a mass arbitration against honey. I just don't know that yet. We are focusing on the class action representing creators who did not have contracts with honey, thus no class action waiver, no arbitration agreement. We're representing creators and affiliate marketers against honey in a class action, not consumers.
That makes sense. That is pretty much. What did I miss? Is Castro Jr. out as PM? He had no choice but pro-rogue, in my opinion. Yeah, so what he did, Lindsay, was he shut down Parliament, and he's resigning as Prime Minister. Parliament will not be open again until March 24th, and the Liberal Party is going to pick a new leader.
Fourth clip, play it.
Guys, I was scammed. And unfortunately, I also scammed you. Wow, we have so much in common. Both of us scammed, partially by me, partially by bad people, and we are suing them. That's right, I, Lord Nuxenor himself, am suing Honey with the help of Legal Eagle. That's right, we're all coming together. Class action lawsuit. He might not know I'm involved.
Poor Attorney Tom. Attorney Tom is the lawyer of record, and Legal Eagle is getting all the credit.
But that's okay, because I am a victim of this entire situation as well.
This is perhaps the most common misconception. Nuxanor is technically wrong right now. We just filed this class action lawsuit less than a week ago. We filed in the Northern District of California because that is where PayPal is located, the San Jose division, because PayPal is located in San Jose. When you file a class action lawsuit, it does not mean you have a class. It does not mean you represent a class yet. We are going to have to ask the court to grant class certification. Now, the court will have discretion to grant that or not grant that, and if they do grant it, who is within the class? There will be a class definition. So what I'm trying to tell you is don't count your chickens before they hatch.
So don't say that you're part of the lawsuit until they say, okay, this lawsuit is covering creators who, with this much of a following, who had this many clicks to their affiliate link, that type of thing.
Side tangent. I see a lot of comments online saying this is a slam dunk case, easy case. No, it's not. It's not.
No. Oops.
I've never had an easy case in my career. And I'm sure PayPal will hire extremely competent, extremely professional, extremely proficient lawyers to advocate on their behalf.
Oh, for sure. PayPal's not going to cheap out on this. Just because it's like internet people coming to sue them, they're not going to cheap out on the lawyers.
So all that's to say is, Nuxanor, you are not part of this lawsuit now. Only the named plaintiffs are. We are seeking class certification, but there's nothing ever guaranteed in the law. So if you're an affected creator and you want to get involved, you should affirmatively reach out to us or another lawyer or whoever and get involved in the case that way.
Yeah.
Because you never know, maybe class certification isn't granted. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I'm just trying to be technically accurate for the sake of legalities, right? I'm a lawyer. So, class, cert, short for certification, uncertain for now.
So this is, you can't just say, oh, I'm part of this class action lawsuit, because we don't even know. We have no idea if there's even a lawsuit.
The last thing I want to talk about is this comment. Show it on the screen. Should be right here. Couple things. Every client that signs up with my law firm, every client, almost every client, disclaimer. I tell them the average lawsuit takes between 2 and 5 years. The average lawsuit, 2 to 5 years. This will not happen quickly.
No.
And you're not going to get paid $1 bazillion.
Fuck no.
Right? It's about setting realistic expectations. We, of course, want to recover as much for the creator economy as possible.
Like a class action lawsuit, everything that you win gets divided up between however many people are in the lawsuit.
I've been involved in a lot of lawsuits that get a lot of hype at the beginning, and then people forget about them. The lawyers, we have to work on this thing for the next 2 to 5 years, on average. Maybe longer, maybe shorter. I hope shorter, but there it is. 2 to 5 years. Okay? Those are the biggest misconceptions that I'm seeing online about the case. It could very well involve a consumer angle at some point, and if it does, I'm sure you will know, because Devin, not me, because this video is gonna get 2,000 likes or 2,000 views. 2,000 likes would be a lot. There it is. There it is. Go subscribe to Necrogoblicon. All right, bye.
So that's a good thing that we covered that, because I think I was guilty of getting those things wrong as well about the honey lawsuit. So it's a good thing that we covered those a little bit. Whew. Let's see. So iDubbbz gets political. Oh boy. Oh boy. Since we're talking about politics, we may as well talk about this, right? Let's see here.
So, Ian, what have you got for us today?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of iDubbbz Complains.
Oh, good. What are you complaining about, Ian?
Today, I'm going to be complaining about a little bit of a heavier topic than portion sizes at Cold Stone. This is a video about abortion.
Oh.
Okay, interesting
Why, Ian? Why are we talking about abortion?
choice. Covering the topic of abortion, of all things. Before even starting this video, I already have an issue with it. Why? Well, the existence of this video has me asking myself, what is even the point of Ian making a video about abortion? If I wanted to inform myself on the topic of abortion, I'd probably refrain from listening to the washed-up YouTuber who's never displayed any knowledge of this issue before, and is also a guy. This is the equivalent of a daily commentary sloptuber sharing their viewpoint on foreign policy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, but as much as I love watching Charlie's videos, it would be like Charlie suddenly jumping in to talk about, like, only politics, or who's it other, like, it would be like watching all the political commentators that we watch jump in to start talking about commentary stuff like internet drama. Maybe Ian should be going back to Content Cop. Yeah, probably. I'm gonna agree with you there.
Alright guys, so today I'm gonna be talking about the Saudi-led intervention of Yemen. So anyways guys, the Saudis are being kind of cringe with their drone strikes. Maybe Ian will surprise us and offer a talking point nobody else has made to prove that this video isn't just one big virtue signal. Alright, let's go ahead and start.
Ever use these on your butthole? It doesn't work out well.
Yeah, I can see that you're still incredibly unfunny, but whatever.
What
That's
the
not
fuck was that? I'm kind of glad that you guys aren't watching that part of the video because that just sounded horrible.
why we're here.
Back in November, there was a trend amongst Twitter incels to tweet out some version of "Your body, my choice," and for all of the self-hating women, it was "My body, his choice."
It wasn't fucking Twitter incels. It was Nick Fuentes, the closeted gay Mexican. And all he does... I never subscribed to this idea that someone can't have an opinion about something. I don't think he can't have an opinion about it. I just think it's kind of jarring that he's talking about abortion after he's stopped being so, like... If iDubbbz of 6 years ago were to talk about abortion, it would make more sense than iDubbbz like now.
Of course, a lot of these accounts either went private or are suspended, which is quite the accomplishment to do on Elon Musk's Twitter.
You'll quickly find out this video wasn't created to have a nuanced discussion, but to demonize the other side by only showing the most extreme of cases. If iDubbbz was able to craft clever jokes and provide an entertaining format, then this video would have some sort of level of value, like a stand-up comedian making light of political issues. But because iDubbbz has lost his comedic touch, this video just feels kind of lifeless.
They're just hateful people. We got a woman wearing a Confederate flag saying, "My body, his choice." Now,
Yeah,
how would
it's a
this get
joke.
worse?
The whole thing was a fucking troll. And the fact that iDubbbz, who used to troll people, can't figure out that this was just a stupid troll is really kind of sad.
Oh, Nazi shit. My body, his choice. Nazi shit.
That isn't even the same woman from the previous post that you displayed. What's funny is that later on you brag about the sample size you mustered up for your viewers.
Okay, I think that'll do for sample size.
But it's only a total of 4, and you wrongfully used 2 different people for one of those examples. I'm not even sure why you're trying to make a connection between the My Body His Choice crowd with
Burn St. Paul's! Burn the central government!
I'm assuming it's so
I don't either. I don't... The My Body His Choice thing was a huge freaking response to a troll.
I'm not even sure why you're trying to make a connection between the My Body His Choice crowd with
Burn St. Paul's! Burn the central government!
I'm assuming it's so you can demonize the other side so much to a point you're justifying this video lacking nuance. So Ian reviews Ben Shapiro clips where that heartless conservative monster speaks for women by saying that motherhood is an essential part of womanhood. Ian...
Well, he's not wrong. Being a mom is inherently female, and being a mom is probably the best part of being, like, of my life. I love being a mom.
Presents the argument as that evil conservative thinks a woman's only value is giving birth.
Let's talk about a woman's value. What is a woman's value? I guess you can narrow it down to reproductive organs. Like, okay, her value is giving birth.
That is what the secularist left would like, apparently, is you take away the thing that makes women most women, i.e. getting married and having children. You take those things away from them, and then that will make them the happiest they have ever been. There's only one problem. There is no data to support that anywhere on Earth.
Okay, so saying that taking marriage and children away from women makes them sad is not dumbing women down to only their characteristics. It's just saying that women have this inherent want to be moms and wives. That's just how it is, because that's evolutionarily we are the ones that carry the children.
So here in the first clip, Ben argues the claim that single women without children are the happiest they'll ever be is false. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but I will say this clip seems unrelated to Ian's claim that Ben thinks a woman's only value is giving birth.
You take the part of you that is the most unique to your sex and then discard that or treat that as though that is a downside to who you are. It's antithetical to what womanhood is. It's very puzzling.
The second clip is more fitting for Ian's argument, but looking at Ben Shapiro's face here, I can tell you this clip is from many years ago. Yeah, what were you doing a few years ago, Ian? This won't be the first time Ian uses really old clips, even dating back to 2016.
Holy shit. He had to go that far back
to make fun of people in his video, which is prime edgy racist iDubbbz era. I mean, if you have to pull things from like 2016 and 2018, you're not really proving this is a relevant topic worth talking about. I mean, this isn't supposed to be a video exposing these guys. Everyone's seen these clips before. They're super fucking old. Like, did you pull these from a libtard Karen feminazi gets wrecked compilation? Again.
Yes, I think he did. I think he actually did, and he's dug so deep for old clips to prove his point that he's just like, yes!
And I could easily pull up an old video from you and criticize your past behavior, especially from 2016 and 2018.
The difference is, iDubbbz apologized for his bad behavior.
Yeah, and Gavin McInnes, one of the individuals Ian clipped, said he regrets a lot of the past remarks he made and isn't guilt-free. Point is, Ian is the wrong person to talk about this shit. And it's extremely ironic that someone like iDubbbz would pull up old videos of someone saying fucked up shit, because that's how he built his fucking career.
It really is. Like, iDubbbz built his career on being an edgelord, and now he's so freaking soy boy, he can't take it when other people do it.
It's not even remotely puzzling. Let's just... Benjamin Shapiro, you are the bust king. Women do not want to be known as, I was gonna say the bust queens. I think a lot of women would prefer not to be known as baby maker, and she kind of does art on the side.
Dude, you look just as stupid by pulling this speaking for women crap.
Actually, this is how a woman wants to define womanhood.
Yeah, how dare you speak for women? How do you know what all women want? How do you know that somebody doesn't want to be a stay-at-home mom and wife?
Why are you the one delivering this message as a dude telling people what women want? This goes back to my main point about this video being completely worthless. What can I take away from some random guy online repeating the same points I've already heard a million times about the topic of abortion? Nothing new is being provided here.
You're talking to the women. They know. The women are going to tell you what makes you happy and what makes you fulfilled. Why are you doing it to them? If it's so fucking obvious that this is what women want, you shouldn't have to be chirping like you are.
So, I'm confused by what he's saying.
It should just be automatic. You should have some faith that these women aren't children. You can't play this game where you're like, my wife ended up finding more fulfillment, therefore, women are going to find more fulfillment out of being a mother.
Well, okay, no. There's a difference between, like, being a slave to kids and husband and house and finding fulfillment in what you're doing. And most women will find fulfillment in what they're doing, even if they struggle with something like mental illness.
Let them decide that on their own.
That's right, my fellow sisters. I'm here to say men don't speak for you, and you deserve to have your own voice. Now allow me to demonstrate my morals by speaking for you.
Women do not want to be known as, I was gonna say the bust queens.
How do you know what women don't want to be known as? How do you know? How do you know?
I think a lot of women would prefer not to be known as baby maker, and she kind of does art on the side.
The next segment, Ian says it's wrong for Charlie Kirk to claim women should have children in their 20s instead of their 30s, while ignoring the fact that you need a job or a career to pay for a child, which is definitely a sound position to have. The thing is, though, is that every lefty and their mother has made a Charlie Kirk video. Ian didn't really provide anything new in terms of information about Kirk.
Charlie Kirk needs to come up with practical solutions for real-world problems. He doesn't suggest new laws or policies.
He literally played a clip of Charlie Kirk suggesting that women should receive welfare from the government to incentivize women to keep the baby, 5 minutes before saying he doesn't offer a solution in the form of policy.
I was gonna say, isn't that a new law or policy to, like, give women welfare as an incentive to keep the baby?
I believe that for every child you get, you should get cash from the federal government. Did you know that?
That's great. How much cash do you want them to have?
$10,000, $12,000 a year. I think we need to increase the birth rate in our country.
So either you're being disingenuous or your brain is actually that fucking fried.
I
will say his brain is that fried. That's my guess.
This thing out by saying that these guys are well aware that they're losing the war.
It seems to me this is always going to be a loser for Republicans.
I understand it's not politically feasible. I understand people like abortion, but I'm going to keep on standing for moral truth, even if it's unpopular. There will be some people that say, Charlie, stop talking about this issue. It's a losing issue.
Aren't you just a stand-up guy? Just a stand-up dude, aren't you? What a lovely man.
First of all, who cares?
And so we've lost the culture war to a certain extent on abortion. And what Donald Trump is doing right now is trying to win this election.
Based on the vibes I'm getting, it really feels like a lot of these people are not that committed to the pro-life movement.
How is that the takeaway from this? First off, you claim this movement is dying, but to prove this claim, you only show like 4 examples, and most of them are from Charlie Kirk.
From Charlie Kirk from a while ago. That's the thing.
Speaking of Kirk, he basically said in both of his clips he doesn't care if it's the unpopular belief, he's still going to fight what he believes is right. The other clips are people acknowledging that the popular opinion is that people are pro-choice, which according to Ian, simply acknowledging reality means you're not committed to your cause. How does that insinuate these guys aren't committed to the pro-life movement? To conclude, Ian's video is very unnecessary by pulling up old clips and repeating arguments we've heard about a bajillion times, and it's just filled with sloppy talking points.
Well, because Ian has fallen off. Ian is no longer the edgelord that he was. He is just, I don't know. He's his wife just ruined him. His wife just completely wrecked him. She's I don't know what on earth she's done to him other than just turned him into a complete soy boy. But yeah, it's sad. All right, let's see. Let's do one more video. Huge TikTok mug
This isn't
scam.
actually the first time we have spoke about. Right now, funny enough, this isn't actually the first time we have spoke about mug drama on TikTok. And in fact, I remember the one that happened in Australia that we spoke about, where someone bought a mug, it had like strawberries on it or something, and they weren't happy. This isn't actually the first time we have spoke about mug drama on TikTok. And in fact, I remember the one that happened in Australia that we spoke about, where someone bought a mug, it had like strawberries on it or something, and they weren't happy with it. They thought it was too expensive for what they got. Well, compared to the mugs that we're going to be seeing in today's video, that seems like bargain of the century. Because today what we're going to be talking about is something that seems like it should be the most obvious scam ever, but apparently it isn't, because it has worked on plenty of people. In fact, this situation is now getting millions of views.
Really?
But before we do get into that, since this is my first video of 2025, I do just want to say Happy New Year. Hope you all had a good time celebrating, doing whatever you did. And yeah, let's jump into today's video. So recently, especially around Christmas and whatnot, there was a lot of advertisements for certain products. Now, one product in particular was these crystal mugs. I mean,
Okay, crystal mugs. Interesting. I've heard of crystal wine glasses, but not mugs.
here's a screenshot of the first video that we're going to be watching in just a second, and even from like the still before we even get into the video, there's something that seems off about this, isn't there? I mean, it says mineral crystal coffee mugs, but as soon as I saw this, I was just thinking, yeah, looks a little AI to me. Now, funny enough, when we actually get into the video part of it, it's very obvious that it's AI, but
okay,
you can kind of see the appeal almost, right? If this was real, it's like, oh, the people maybe like crystals might think, oh, this is like a unique piece to get. It's a
or like just the fact of a crystal coffee mug. That seems pretty cool.
coffee mug, but it's actually these like rare crystals you find in the ground, even though the mug's quite cheap, so I don't know how that would work. Also, if we're going to talk about the health side of things, I have a feeling that this wouldn't be good for you to be using actual crystals as a mug, so I don't think it would work anyways. But
yeah, could you clean that? Like, because I know that wine crystal is not like, it's a different kind of crystal, right? It's like, so could you clean a crystal, like mineral crystal coffee mug?
Let's get into these video advertisements that were getting millions of views. And by the way, when I say millions of views, this video in particular, the one of many, 3 million views just on this.
Oh, you guys can't see it.
Very Egyptian. You know, it might be quite tempting. It's obviously AI. If you've seen an AI video before, it just screams AI. And I mean, I'll skim through some of these now. We don't have to watch the whole minute-long video, but these are the type of mugs that they were advertising, right? Just straight up crystal mugs. You can even see, like, the inside. There's no, like, actual metal mug inside it. That's the actual mug. That'll be important later. It is quite literally just the crystals that we're seeing here with, like, coffee or whatever else.
Yeah, then how do you keep it clean? How do you keep, mold out of it?
Inside of it. There was also other videos that were even more obviously fake, like this one in particular.
Have you ever seen a coffee mug like this?
Oh my god, that's
No,
AI
I haven't seen a coffee mug like that, so apparently this is like a transparent crystal, it seems.
It's made with a mineral crystal design, and every angle reflects a gorgeous, sparkling light. It feels so high-end in your hand, and every sip of coffee feels extra luxurious.
It feels so high-end in your hands. It's luxury, as they say, right? We will get to that later.
That is so AI. That voice is ridiculously robotic. Also, how can, like, it's a mug. What do you mean it feels high-end in your
As we
hand?
say, it goes on further to say it's perfect as a gift or for yourself, it's stunning. And yeah, apparently people were convinced by this for some reason. Now, most people did clock it straight away, right? There was a lot of people making videos saying, by the way, these are quite clearly fake products, like, don't be buying these. But like I said, like, these were getting millions of views, and out of that millions, you can imagine some people were falling for it.
Yeah.
But one person in particular who did call us out was a TikToker called David Peabody, and this is what he had to say.
All right, y'all, watch out for this scam on TikTok. These are all AI-generated videos, so this is not real. This is quartz, but then it magically turns into satin spar. Looks nothing like these, obviously. I'm not sure what you get when you buy these, but you're not getting these because these are not real. They're AI-generated videos. They're only 15 or 16 bucks. It's very misleading, and apparently some people are claiming they're not even getting anything. Happy gifts, more like crappy gifts, and that doesn't look anything like an emerald.
Yeah, well, as he said there, he doesn't know what people are actually getting when they buy this. We will find out, but just to show you kind of like some of the prices.
So they're saying that they're making mugs out of things like emeralds and stuff? That...
Here, like,
okay.
We've got this website called getit.uk that are selling these mugs with literal screenshots of the videos we just watched for about £30. I think that's about $45, right? But then, of course, as you can imagine, if you go over to AliExpress, they're selling the same stuff for £2.69. So at this point, it's not even a case of, are you actually going to get the product that's in the video? We clearly know you're not. But the question really is, just how bad are these products gonna be? Well, here we actually have a video from a TikToker called Simply Jess, who actually did purchase a few of these mugs recently. And this video in particular has 8 million views. And she starts off the video by asking the question, like, did anybody else fall for this too? And then goes on to actually show what she received.
Did you guys fall for it too? Those crystal mineral mugs that looked so beautiful on their ad? Let me show you what they really look like. Here's your amethyst mug.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, right? Because she's been scammed, but what on earth is that? And look, I already know like a bunch of the...
So these are actually like, they're making them out of things like quartz, amethyst, emerald. Like these cannot be real.
Comments are going to be from people saying like, it was so obviously fake, like you can't even have sympathy for people who are falling for this because it's so obviously fake. There is a lot of people who don't really know much about AI, maybe aren't online that much, and might just see an advertisement like that and just think it must be real, right? They were selling them on Amazon. But just to put in perspective how different the actual product looks like compared to the advertised product, here's a side-by-side of what was advertised, what people thought they might get, you know, something at least close to looking like what this does, even if it's not real crystal, even if it's just like some plastic or whatever it is. But this is what people received. It looks like something someone would make in art class, you know, like a student who doesn't care for art.
So some shitty like pottery cup maybe that it was slapped together.
It looks awful. But either way, let's carry on watching Jess's video and see what her thoughts are on it all.
If you purchase, these are what you're gonna get. This is amethyst. It's plastic.
Yep.
It's plastic. Yeah. This is amethyst. It's plastic.
Yep.
It's plastic.
It's not even the fact that it's plastic that's the problem
plastic.
here. Like, obviously, yes, it's plastic, incredibly cheap, right? That's bad. But it's just the way it looks as well. Why is it so big? Like, on the advertised picture, it looks quite sleek, you know? Like, yes, the crystals are kind of sticking out, but genuinely, the product that people received, it's just comedic and it's fucking ridiculous.
Resin with a metal.
Sorry. Oh no! Look, I feel bad,
It's
right? 'Cause she bought quite a
plastic
few,
resin.
but bloody hell, I can't get over how bad this looks. And it's just got this like metal mug part in the middle, which obviously isn't shown on the advertisements. In fact, apparently some of them were see-through. You know, they were transparent, which was crazy. Don't know how they're gonna be transparent with these like metal cups in the middle.
Yeah.
And like I said, Jess actually ended up buying a few of these. So let's have a look at the other ones. Okay, that's another one.
Rose quartz.
Bloody hell.
So they look like just
Oh, we got-
cheap. Like you could probably buy mugs at the dollar store that look closer to crystal than this stuff.
Best one of all is the blue agate. These are not real.
Honestly, well, yeah, first of all, yes, they aren't real. They're definitely not real. But honestly, somehow that's the best looking one to me. I mean, again, we'll do a comparison side by side of what it was supposed to look like and what was actually received. Yes, still looks incredibly shit. Nothing like the expectations, but somehow better than the other one. And Jess even goes on further to say that she went and looked back at the description, and even the description's misleading. It's not just the pictures and the videos.
These are not real. Their ad is super deceptive. They are not telling you the truth. I went back and read the description to make sure it wasn't in the description and I just missed it. It's not. Their description says mineral, like it's the real thing.
So they clearly lied in the writing of their ad.
It is not the real thing. So, you hear it?
That's
Hold on, I'm trying to get them all. Don't purchase these. They are the ugliest things I've ever seen.
I mean, can you imagine your reaction, right, if you actually purchased these
I would
and
be
you
pissed.
didn't clock that it was fake and you genuinely thought you were going to get something that looked remotely close to what was advertised and you...
That would piss me right off. I would be so angry. Like, first of all, I would be angry that I fell for the scam. And second of all, I would just be angry because I wanted something that I thought I was getting and I didn't get it. Like, that would just genuinely piss me off. Oh my goodness. Well, I think we're going to end the stream for now. I am going to go find some lunch because it's 12:30 and I have to make a phone call anyway. But I will be back on Twitch tonight with some more Diablo, so make sure you follow me over there. Thank you for hanging out with me and listening to the Trudeau speech. And I hope to see you guys later.